Objective Change the World, we'll be talking about cults. Oh wait, apparently they're called New Age religious movements now. So what are New Age religious movements? Imagining mind control? Brainwashing? There's no singular, widely accepted definition of New Age religious movement, but they usually contain elements such as totalitarianism, disconnection, dependency, secrecy, and penalties for leaving, among many more. Check out the article below for a more in-depth analysis of what author Steven Novella thinks are the main themes of cults. Typically, in New Age religious movements, the leader has absolute authority over all the members, including their ideas, and actions are not to be questioned. Many members are cut off from their main social supports, like friends and family, which deprives people of their basic need for belonging. New Age religious movements prey off of this and impose themselves as the new form of social support. They may get people to admit things they normally wouldn't, making New Age religious movements very difficult to leave. Also, New Age religious movements don't reveal everything about their belief systems up front. Instead, they reveal them slowly, bit by bit, so that their members keep crawling back for more. Additionally, to get members to be completely dependent on them, New Age religious movements may take away their money and possessions. They might even go so far as to make all members look alike. Heaven's Gate, an apocalyptic cult, enforced their members to look alike by using a community underwear bin that they all shared so that they all dressed the same, all the way down to their undergarments. I dare you to click on the link below for a brief introduction to Heaven's Gate, led by none other than the oh-so-good-looking Marshall Applewhite. But I would recommend that you don't do this alone. Applewhite's stare is pretty creepy and might just lure you in. There's no evidence that New Age religious movements can reduce their followers to a blind state of psychological manipulation. So how exactly do New Age religious movements indoctrinate? It involves a surprisingly powerful mixture of persuasion, social influence, and cognitive dissonance, which are all features of healthy, functioning brains, surprisingly vulnerable to exploitation, even to extremes. Persuasion tactics and social influences include love bombing, which means influencing a person via lavish attention and affection, capitalizing on fears which can hinder judgment, de-individualization, and deprivation, as well as verbal abuse. There's no magic involved, just disturbing and unfortunate combinations of everyday social interaction. Another aspect of indoctrination is how much investment followers have in the movement. The more investment, the more attached the individual may feel towards the belief because they have nothing else. The conflicting feeling that you have committed so much of your life to this cause, so it must have been for a good reason, is cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is the tension you feel when you are aware of two contradictory thoughts, beliefs, or ideas. For example, believing that lying is bad, but lying anyway. In order for us to reduce this tension that we feel, we tend to just adjust our way of thinking. The compliance with cults results from attitudes following behavior as modeled through cognitive dissonance. Now you may wonder, why should I care? This doesn't concern me. I'm not that gullible. Well, I hate to break it to you, but you are. And so am I. Everyone is. Technically, there is no such thing as the cultist personality. It can happen to anyone. Remember System 1? The system that our brains are constantly relying on to drive the bus? Well, the belief in cults rides this bus too. It's what makes both you and me vulnerable to cult tactics. The only consistent variable for joining a cult is age. Young people, like us, are more likely to join than older people, especially when deprived of social support. Family background, intelligence, and gender don't seem to matter in belief in and commitment to cults. Roughly 2/3 of cult members come from normal functioning families and show no psychological abnormalities upon joining. In other words, these people are just like you and me. The only thing we can do from here on out is raise public awareness on what cults are and how they work. While we can't stop cults from forming, we could reduce the likelihood of people joining. And with that, let's change the world.